Your entire freedom, completely decided by an unblinking, biased binary code. This is the future of justice, so subscribe now because it will shock you. Imagine standing before a judge, waiting to hear your fate, only to realize there is no human wearing a black robe. Instead, you are staring at a cold monitor displaying a single percentage, a score that claims to know your future crimes before you even think of committing them. It's already happening in various countries around the globe, and you'll be stunned to see what the justice system there has become. We are moving past basic tech. Artificial intelligence is being handed the handcuffs, the gavel, and the prison keys. If you want to see how this automated matrix is quietly trapping society, hit that subscribe button right now. Because what happened when a major human system completely collapsed in the past reveals exactly where this code is taking us today. To understand why governments are rushing to automate the law, look at New York City in the 1970s. Remember Gotham in the Batman movies? Yeah, it was the same story. The city was trapped in a legendary crime wave, muggings were a daily routine, and overwhelmed precincts were literally drowning under mountains of messy, unorganized paperwork. Detectives were entirely reactive, running to crime scenes far too late because humans simply couldn't process the hidden patterns of the city's chaos fast enough. But what if an invisible network had been watching those streets back then? If modern predictive AI had existed, an algorithm could have instantly devoured decades of logs, weather data, and transit maps to deploy police with sniper-like precision before a single weapon was ever drawn. Today, modern law enforcement uses exactly these tools to control city streets. But this high-tech fix has quietly opened a backdoor to an automated trap that you might already be caught in. Predictive policing sounds incredibly clean. Use AI to generate threat scores for specific city blocks so officers can stop crime before it starts. It sounds completely objective, but here is the mathematical plot twist that tech companies try to hide. An algorithm is nothing more than a mirror. If you feed it decades of biased historical data, the software doesn't fix the human prejudice. It automates it at scale. The machine looks at old, biased patterns and orders more police to the exact same neighborhoods, resulting in more searches, more arrests, and more biased data fed right back into the system. You end up with a permanent, automated loop of hypersurveillance, punishing communities not because the AI is evil, but because it unthinkingly copies our worst history. And if you think staying off the streets keeps you safe from the algorithm, wait until you see what it does inside the courtroom. The automated trap follows you right to the judge's table. Across the country, courtrooms now quietly rely on algorithmic risk assessment software to decide your bail, your bond, and how many years you spend inside a cell. You answer a questionnaire about your background, and the AI spits out a score from 1 to 10. Here is the kicker. These software models are protected as corporate intellectual property, meaning defense attorneys aren't even allowed to see the math used to lock you up. You could be given a harsher sentence simply because of your zip code or your family history, things you can't control. The system stops judging your actions and starts sentencing you based on what a corporate algorithm predicts you might do. So, what happens when this black box system gets total physical control over your body? Once the cell door slams shut, the algorithm becomes your permanent shadow. Modern high-tech correctional facilities are quickly transforming into automated panopticons run entirely by AI surveillance. Standard security cameras are being replaced by biometric networks that don't just record video, they perform emotional tracking and gait analysis on every single inmate. The software constantly measures the distance between groups in the yard, reads the tension in voices, and tracks facial micro-expressions to predict a riot before it even starts. But this absolute control strips human beings down to mere variables in a box. When every breath, blink, and step is graded by an invisible software score, rehabilitation is completely dead. It turns out this machine speed efficiency isn't just erasing your privacy, it's quietly erasing something much more dangerous. Let's look past the data and face the real spiritual crisis. An algorithm is physically incapable of understanding mercy. True justice was never meant to be just a cold mathematical equation. It requires an inherently human balance of accountability and empathy, the willingness to look into someone's eyes and see a soul capable of actual transformation. What happens when none of that matters anymore? Chaos. A machine can optimize schedules and calculate recidivism risks perfectly, but it possesses zero conscience and no capacity for compassion. It cannot understand redemption or the reality that a person's worst mistake doesn't define their entire existence. When we surrender judgment to binary code, we delete forgiveness from our world. Guarding your mind in this digital age means realizing that your ultimate worth can never be calculated by a risk score, and that true alignment means protecting human empathy from being crushed by tech efficiency. So, how do we stop the machines from taking over the conscience of society? We have to completely change the rules of the game and force technology to serve human ethics instead of replacing them. First, demand open-source justice. Any algorithm used by a court, a judge, or a police precinct must be completely transparent and open to public audits. Secrets have no business running our laws. Second, keep humans in control. AI should only ever be a basic filing assistant, never the final executioner. The final decision to pass a sentence or make an arrest must always rest on a living human who is personally responsible for that choice. Third, automate support, not punishment. Instead of using data to predict who to lock up, we must use it to predict who needs resources, community funding, and mentorship. Because if we don't start shifting our focus right now, the system will continue to build a future that none of us can escape. The temptation to automate human accountability is growing every day, but a society is never judged by how fast it punishes. It's judged by how fairly it treats its people. If this video made you think twice about the future of algorithms and human mercy, make sure to like, share it with a friend, and subscribe to anchor yourself with more clear tech insights and purposeful living guides.